Most people reach a point in life where they realize something feels off. They speak, but they are not truly heard. They explain themselves, yet their words seem to carry no weight. Their opinions are brushed aside, interrupted, or quietly ignored. Over time, this doesn't just create frustration. It slowly reshapes how a person sees themselves. Confidence erodes, patience thins, and eventually, people fall into one of two extremes. They either start talking too much, trying desperately to be taken seriously, or they withdraw completely, choosing silence as a shield. Neither path leads to respect. Respect is often misunderstood. Many believe it comes from dominance, from speaking louder, from winning arguments, or from proving others wrong. But real respect is never forced. It is invited. It emerges naturally when a person demonstrates control, clarity, and self-command. The strongest individuals are rarely the loudest in the room. They are the ones who speak with intention, not impulse. Stoic philosophy has emphasized this truth for centuries. The Stoics believed that mastery over oneself is the highest form of power. Not control over others, not emotional outbursts, not constant self-justification, but restraint. When a person learns to govern their reactions, their words begin to matter more. Silence becomes deliberate. Speech becomes precise. And people notice. In everyday life, this principle plays out constantly. In conversations at work, in personal relationships, and even in casual interactions, those who remain composed command attention without demanding it. They don't rush to respond. They don't feel threatened by disagreement. They don't explain themselves excessively. Their calm presence sends a signal of confidence that cannot be faked. One of the most powerful shifts happens when a person acknowledges another perspective without surrendering their own. Calmly expressing understanding while standing firm communicates emotional intelligence and independence. It shows that you are listening, not reacting. You are thinking, not defending. This balance instantly changes the dynamic of a conversation. It removes tension without removing authority. People often expect resistance or submission. When they receive neither, they pause. That pause is where respect begins. It tells them they are dealing with someone grounded, someone not easily swayed, someone who doesn't need approval to maintain self-worth. Boundaries are another pillar of respect. Many individuals tolerate behavior that quietly erodes their dignity because they fear conflict. They smile through discomfort, laugh off disrespect, or stay silent to keep the peace. But peace built on self-betrayal never lasts. The Stoics understood that self-respect is non-negotiable. When a boundary is crossed, it must be acknowledged calmly, clearly, and without emotional charge. A composed response to disrespect does not escalate conflict. It stops it. It forces reflection. When someone realizes that their behavior has been noticed and will not be tolerated, the power balance shifts. No insults are required. No anger is necessary. Just clarity. Control over conversation is not about domination. It is about standards. When a person makes it clear that respect is required for dialogue to continue, they take responsibility for their mental space. This is not avoidance. This is leadership. It signals that you value your time, your energy, and your inner stability. The Stoics taught that you cannot control the actions of others, but you can always control your response. This principle alone separates the reactive from the respected. Emotional reactions give power away. Calm decisions reclaim it. There are moments when walking away is the strongest move. Not every discussion deserves your energy. Not every argument deserves a reply. Many conversations are not about understanding but about winning. Engaging in them drains focus and clouds judgment. Choosing disengagement in such moments is not weakness. It is wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is not to become like the person who wronged you. This idea reflects the highest form of discipline. Refusing to mirror chaos preserves character. People notice this restraint even if they don't acknowledge it immediately. Respect also grows when a person allows differences to exist without tension. Agreeing to disagree while remaining confident in your own position demonstrates maturity. It shows that your identity is not fragile. You don't need others to validate your beliefs for them to be real. Seneca warned that dependence on the opinions of others is a quiet form of slavery. Freedom begins when a person no longer feels compelled to convince, impress, or explain beyond necessity. When you trust your own judgment, your presence changes. You speak less, but each word carries more weight. All of this leads back to one core truth. Respect is not demanded. It is reflected. When you treat yourself with discipline, others follow suit. When your emotions are stable, your words become stable. When your reactions are measured, your authority becomes undeniable. True strength is subtle. It does not announce itself. It does not seek attention. It exists in the way a person pauses before speaking, the way they hold eye contact without aggression, the way they remain grounded under pressure. Silence, when chosen intentionally, is not absence. It is presence. Firmness, when expressed calmly, is not hostility. It is self-respect. And restraint, when practiced consistently, becomes influence. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth is the moment others begin to sense it. When your words are no longer driven by fear or validation, they begin to land differently. People listen. They adjust. They respect. This is the quiet power the Stoics lived by. Not force, not noise, but mastery. Mastery of thought. Mastery of speech. Mastery of self. Respect deepens when consistency replaces reaction. People observe patterns far more than isolated moments. A single calm response can impress, but repeated calm responses redefine how others relate to you. Over time, they stop testing boundaries because they already know where you stand. This is how quiet authority is built. Not overnight, not through dramatic moments, but through steady self-command that never slips under pressure. In conversations, the need to rush is often a sign of insecurity. When someone speaks quickly to fill silence, they are unconsciously seeking approval. Slowing down changes everything. A pause before speaking signals thoughtfulness. It shows that your words are chosen, not spilled. This pause alone shifts how others perceive you. It suggests confidence without arrogance and control without rigidity. The Stoics valued intentional speech. They believed words should serve a purpose, not emotions. When speech is purposeful, it becomes persuasive without force. You do not need to convince everyone. You only need to be clear. Clarity removes confusion. Confusion is what invites disrespect. In many professional environments, meetings become arenas of subtle competition. People interrupt, talk over one another, or repeat points just to assert presence. The individual who listens fully, then speaks once with precision, often leaves the strongest impression. Their words cut through noise because they are not competing with it. They rise above it. This applies equally in personal relationships. Emotional control does not mean emotional distance. It means choosing when and how emotions are expressed. When frustration arises, expressing it calmly preserves dignity on both sides. When disappointment is communicated without blame, it invites understanding rather than defensiveness. Emotional discipline creates emotional safety, and emotional safety builds respect. A common mistake people make is over-explaining. They believe that more words equal more clarity. In reality, excessive explanation often weakens a position. It signals doubt. It suggests that you are trying to convince yourself as much as the other person. Strong communication is concise. It trusts that what needs to be said is enough. There is strength in allowing silence after you speak. Silence lets your words settle. It forces the other person to respond rather than you filling the gap. This technique is uncomfortable at first, but it is powerful. Silence places responsibility back on the listener. It shifts control of the interaction without aggression. Respect also grows when actions align with words. Integrity is noticed even when unspoken. When people see that you follow through consistently, they trust your presence. Trust and respect are closely linked. One cannot exist long without the other. The Stoics taught that character is revealed in adversity. Anyone can remain calm when things go well. True self-mastery shows when emotions are tested. When faced with criticism, remaining composed demonstrates security. When faced with provocation, restraint demonstrates strength. When faced with misunderstanding, patience demonstrates wisdom. There will be moments when people misjudge your calm as weakness. This is temporary. Over time, patterns correct perception. Those who confuse restraint for passivity eventually realize their mistake when boundaries are enforced without emotion. Calm firmness is not negotiable. It is stable. One of the most overlooked aspects of respect is self-trust. When you trust your own judgment, you are not easily shaken by external opinions. Feedback becomes information, not identity. Disagreement becomes discussion, not threat. This internal stability is felt by others even if they cannot articulate it. In social situations, confidence often comes from presence rather than performance. You do not need to dominate conversations to be valued. Being fully present, attentive, and responsive creates connection. People feel seen, and in return, they offer respect. The modern world encourages constant reaction. Notifications, opinions, and demands compete for attention. Stoic discipline resists this pull. Choosing when to engage preserves energy. Conserving energy allows focus. Focus sharpens communication. Sharp communication commands respect. When emotions rise, the Stoics advised creating distance between impulse and action. This space is where wisdom lives. Even a brief pause can prevent regret. Over time, this habit becomes automatic. Calm replaces chaos as a default state. Respect is reinforced when a person does not chase validation. Approval-seeking behavior weakens authority. When you are comfortable standing alone in your position, others sense it. Independence is attractive. It signals strength. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can handle discomfort without reacting. This confidence does not need to be announced. It is felt in posture, tone, and timing. People respond to it instinctively. The most powerful phrase is often the simplest one delivered calmly. Complexity is not strength. Precision is. When you speak directly and clearly, misunderstandings fade. People know where you stand. Stoic wisdom reminds us that reputation follows behavior, not intention. How you carry yourself consistently shapes how you are treated. When your actions reflect discipline, respect follows naturally. True authority does not rely on intimidation. It relies on trust. Trust is built when people know you will remain steady regardless of circumstances. Predictable calm becomes a form of reliability. Reliability earns respect. As you practice restraint, clarity, and self-command, interactions change. Conversations slow. Interruptions decrease. Opinions are considered more carefully. This is not coincidence. It is cause and effect. The strongest form of communication is alignment between inner state and outer expression. When there is no internal conflict, words flow naturally. There is no need to perform. Authenticity replaces effort. Self-mastery is not about suppressing emotion. It is about understanding it. When you recognize what you feel without letting it control you, you reclaim authority over yourself. This internal victory is the foundation of all external respect. Inner strength does not demand recognition. It stands regardless. And over time, people adjust to it. They listen differently. They respond differently. They respect differently. Remember this quietly and carry it with you. Calm does not mean passive. Silence does not mean weak. Firm does not mean hostile. These qualities together form a presence that cannot be ignored. Character is revealed in how you speak when you could shout, how you pause when you could react, and how you walk away when you could argue. Wisdom lives in these moments. This is not about changing others. It is about refining yourself. When you do, the world responds accordingly. The moment you master your inner state, your outer world begins to shift. People sense it before they understand it. And that is when respect becomes effortless. If this way of thinking resonates with you, stay connected. Share your thoughts, REFL. ECT on your experiences, and become part of a community focused on calm strength, clarity, and inner peace.